Yes, folks, it's time for Lunch with Lynn, the lady with the most, the lioness of network, the one woman who can teach you to avoid networking disasters. It's time for Lunch with Lynn Live, and our host, Lynn Lionhood. Take it away, Lynn.
Welcome to all of you. Once again, we have at least 3 newbies on here today. We have Jackie, we have Bonnie, May, and AJ. So if you guys will go to the chat and make sure we have at least your name, your email address, and your phone number. After that, guys, you can put anything you'd like. You can give us your website. You can give us information about what you do in your job. If you have an offer that you're offering people, if you have something coming up you want them to participate in, anything you'd like. Do not get frustrated when you cannot save the chat. I don't want you to worry about that at all because, let me make
Recording in progress.
Do not worry about the chat. I will clean it all up, get all the chit chat out, and I will send it off to each and every one of you. Those that are regulars know that we encourage you to reach out to every single person on the call today. Listen. If I think that I don't need anything that Dawn Tellinghusen offers and she has no need for anything I've got and I don't know her, it would be foolish of me not to reach out to her because my next best customer that I've always looked for could be her best friend or her neighbor or her family member. So it's about building a relationship, guys. I have been in business now over 40 years. And I will tell you that cold calling sucks. It still does, I'm sure, as it did the first year I was in business. It's just awful. People say awful swears to you when you cold call, so it's just not fun. But I will say that if you do that properly and then come to a meeting like this, you should have enough people to keep you busy until my next call. And guys, that is the best thing in the world. Then you get referrals and you get introductions and you get all this good peripheral stuff coming to you, which is what all of you really want. You don't want to ever have to go back to doing cold calling again. So with that said, I'm going to get all of you started. I want you all to know that I always have a question of the day. It is not a right or wrong answer for the question of the day. It's just a conversation starter. That's all it is. And we do ask every single person. We have a couple of speakers today. They will speak for 5 minutes each. We'll mix them up amongst our introductions. When the introductions are completely finished for the day, then we're going to go into a breakout room. You will all know a little bit about each other at that point. And the breakout room will last 5 minutes. Computer obviously picks who you're going to be in there with. After that, guys, I will drag you out because you guys seem to like it very much in there. I will drag you out of there, and the computer will put you back in a breakout room one more time with someone new. Gives you a good chance to kind of get a conversation started. You don't really have to introduce yourselves at this point because you know each other and a little bit about what you do. And once we've completed that, you guys will all come back one more time. We usually have a little mastermind discussion. We usually start with whatever the question of the day is, but we have no idea where that conversation goes until we're off the air for the day. So I encourage you to stay the whole time. There's so much good stuff for you to be able to get. So with that said, the question of the day today is how comfortable are you speaking in front of a large group of people? Some people hate it. Some people love it. Maybe you'll tell us what was the largest group of people that you've spoken in front of. So with that said, I'm going to go to one of my first speakers today. And usually my speakers get 5 minutes, a little less for those people that are introducing themselves. That way we can fit it all in. But today I have Miss Elizabeth Maffei. And honestly, from the day I met her, I'm going to tell you all now, if you are stressed at all or upset about anything that's going on in your life or you're a little bit tense, prepare to become a noodle. Because I don't know what it is about her voice and what she speaks about, but she's just a very calming person. Very, very smart. She's in 2 of my specialty groups that I've got. I have a specialty group for health and wellness, and I also have a specialty group for coaches. She's in both of those because she's incredible. I think she will go into my new intuitive group as well. And by the way, oh goodness, Deanna can hear us. Deanna, do you know that we're also live being seen today on video?
I am now.
Okay, so I'm going to say this, and Deanna better plug her ears, but I am working on putting together an intuitive group, and I'm also working on putting together an authors group, because we have lots of authors on here as well. So those are both groups that you guys might be interested in. So with that said, Elizabeth Maffei, you are up for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, I love that, Lynn. I love the creativity that you keep coming up with, and you and Deanna and the whole group work together. So we're also grateful for you. I love speaking in front of people. I've spoken to thousands. I've spoken to 2 or 3. It doesn't really matter. It's all about just being genuine and having a conversation. That's all it is. So I love speaking. So great question. I am a trauma, drama, and karma disruptor. So I won't go into a lot of that because I have something I want to share with you today that I don't often talk about, but that I live and breathe, and that is about crystals. And a lot of people think, oh, well, crystals, I don't go into those crazy crystal shops. Well, let's think about it a minute. Did you know that you and we all have crystals in our body? Because we're energy and we're electric, right? So if you think about what's a crystal? Crystal we have in our watches, we have on our phones. They are like a radio transmitter. So we have crystals in a little gland, which is inside our brain, which is kind of in between our eyes, our eyebrows, called the pineal gland. And those crystals pick up frequencies, and you've heard me talk a lot about frequency before and energy. So it picks up frequencies and information. And what can happen with our pineal gland after many years is that it calcifies. So think about a shower glass door, and you've got water that's on it, and after a while it gets that, that yucky white hard water. That's calcification. It's hard to remove. So what that does is it can encompass and enclose our pineal gland, and we're not getting as many signals. Our intuition is not downloading. Our thoughts, we have difficulty thoughts. We have maybe difficulty dreaming, and that's how we get information as well. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to clear that out. Number 1, use crystals. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite crystals. It's called selenite. It looks like a unicorn's horn, and I'm going to put it on my head. Yes, I will do that because it is a very soft, beautiful crystal. But what you can do is take one of 2 crystals. One is a clear quartz or an amethyst. You've all seen that pretty purple, right? And you can lie down for about 15 minutes a day and just literally place it right between your forehead. And that will help to decalcify and clear out your pineal gland. Another thing you can do is sun gazing. Now, I'm not talking about at noon going outside and looking straight in the sun. Please don't do that, right? In the morning, and you don't have to look directly in the sun, but allow the sunlight to bathe into your eyes. Your eyes are in your brain. So it's going to help to clear out and decalcify that pineal gland and help give you clearer thought, right? And less confusion, and clear out some of that brain fog. The other thing you can do is utilize a wellness patch. And I'm wearing this wellness patch right now, but this is a crystal lattice. It's basically a combination of crystalline that puts nothing in my body, but it reflects the heat and light of my body, because we're all light bodies. I mean, it is what it is. We're frequency, right? And it reflects the heat and light to elevate regeneration, our own bodies to regenerate, heal, and clear our bodies and literally, make us younger. So those are 3 things that you can do to utilize crystals to be able to clear out your thoughts. Now, one of the things that I do, and it depends on the client, when I'm coaching and I have someone who is struggling, they walk into my office or online, my online office as well, and I can feel that something is not right. And I can feel that there's an energetic block in this area. So I will actually check what's called a chakra. That's an energy field. We have them throughout our entire body. and I will check each of the chakras to see if they're open or closed. And sometimes I can just feel exactly which ones are. And using Reiki, using energy, I can stimulate and open up that third eye. That allows us to bring in our creativity through thoughts. And listen, if we're not using our creativity, we're not working to our fullest potential. So that's about it, but I appreciate your allowing me to share. And you can reach me at any time, text me or call me at 321-303-8649. That's 321-303-8649, or on my website, elizabethgiffordmaffei.com. Love to talk about crystals, so let's just have a conversation. Thank you, Lynn.
Wonderful. Elizabeth, you want to tell them where you're located?
Yes, I am in Central Florida near the Orlando area.
But I think you can do work anywhere. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I do work around the world. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much, Elizabeth. We're always gracious to have you with us. Great. We're going to go into some of our introductions, and then we'll come back to another one of our speakers. So for those of you that are new, I want you to pay attention to the way that this is done. Valerie, you are up first.
Okay. Thank you, Lynn. I'm Valerie Smith, former elementary school teacher from 1981 to 2007. And now I am in insurance, annuities, cash value life insurance, all kinds of things to help you grow your wealth and organize your money and get it channeled and harnessed so that it is going to create a hearty and bright future for you. I am building a team, and I'd love for you to tell me anyone you know that is in between career opportunities, and they are welcome to reach out to me. They do not need a background in sales or in finance. Our company does all of that, and we are made up of all walks of life, all ages, all financial backgrounds, all parts of the world. And I'm like Elizabeth, I can sell to anybody, or I can provide a career for anybody anywhere in the world. So my contact information is in the chat. So it's great to see you all, and I hope to hear from you.
Valerie, for those that are on the radio, would you like to give them a phone number they can reach you at?
Oh, yes, please. 503-793-8216. That's a Portland, Oregon number, and that's a long, long story we don't have time for. But I'm from Wyoming. I grew up in Wyoming, and my husband and I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Beautiful. So, Valerie, are you comfortable speaking in front of large groups of people?
That's a loaded question. I think I'm feeling my pineal gland on my forehead right now after Elizabeth taught that, but it depends who it is. I'm not comfortable speaking to a firing squad, and it depends on what I have to speak about. So there are many, many things in this world that I don't know anything about. So asking me to talk about that, I can't do. But I can do.
You're doing a nice group today. You're doing fine.
Thank you. I have gotten better. I have improved my speaking skills, thank goodness, because when I first started years and years ago, I had 3 left feet and 4 tongues, and I was a hot mess when I was trying to speak to people, but it's not so bad now.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So, Jackie, we're going to let you go next, and I will guide you through everything.
Terrific. Thank you. So you just want to know a little bit about what I do?
Tell me who you are and what you do and where you're from.
Okay. My name is Jackie Lappin. I'm from Los Angeles area. And what I do is, if you love history, if you love travel, if you love historic books, then I'm the lady that's brought it all together in The Historic Traveler, a blog that gives you recommendations of what to read, along with beautiful pictures of historic locations all around the world that I've taken in my travels, more than 500 locations, and the storytelling that tells you what happened there, and then the books that make you feel like you lived it. And not only do I have the blog, which I encourage anybody to sign up for so that you don't miss a blog, but we also have a membership community called the Historic Travel International, which means that if you really want to go deeper, we've got the world's largest directory of historic novels, mystery books, and history books by location. So if you want to pick a city or a state, we've got the world's largest list of historic hotels. We've got the world's largest list of historic TV dramas and where you can see them on streaming. We've got travel discounts, including a travel agent that doesn't cost you anything. We've got a community. So if you want to meet other people that love historic travel and history and books, we've got a community for that. We've also got a book club, a book swap, a travel matching program if you don't want to travel alone. We've got a magazine, a fabulous 75-page magazine every month, and all kinds of other opportunities. I'm going to be having interviews with authors and experts, etc. So we're looking to bring people together who love this kind of, there's a lot going on in the world. And if you really want to escape and get into something fun, well, that is the perfect way to do that. So I've listed the information come on over and sign up for the blog. If you think that you're aligned for the membership program, and it's like really inexpensive, it's only $19 a month, you can come on and meet us. But I would love to hang with people who love this kind of content and really want to immerse themselves in history and have fun with it. So that's what we do.
Jackie, I want to make sure that you stay on at the end of the call today because I have a contact for you.
Thank you.
That would be an excellent contact for you.
Well, and I encourage you, there's a lot of people here that if it's not for you, people who would love this. And we also have a gift certificate program. So, so if you're not just the right person, but other people, as Lynn, you so kindly mentioned, come on over and investigate.
And Jackie, the question of the day was, how do you feel about speaking to a group of people?
Well, the funny part about it is that one of my previous careers recently was I just sold a company that gave people speaker leads. And the way I marketed with that was to get out and speak. So I feel great about speaking in front of big crowds. But I will tell you that I'm better off with a PowerPoint. I tend to rely on that a little bit, where some other people are better stage speakers who can just they really can deliver a great motivational speech. So, but I deliver more content. I'm much more into educating people and entertaining them with great stories. So that's where my skill level at speaking is focused.
Thank you very much. Fred, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I just need to answer a question to the YouTube viewer in Oak Brook. Yes, we do have a phone number today. We are monitoring our KFred 17249K-FRED. So that's for the person who asked the question on the KFred YouTube channel. That's all.
And for those people, I probably should be really clear about where to go. It's thehistorictraveler.com, and you have to put the THE in the front.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Jackie. I hope you keep coming back. Continuity is really the key. If they see you once, they think, okay, maybe she's just here to sell her stuff and leave. But if you keep coming back, they begin to identify you with what it is you do. Beautiful. Thank you. Deb Myers, you're up.
Hey, everyone. Thanks so much, Lynn. My name is Deb Myers, and I'm a health and wellness rep for the Juice Plus company. We offer whole food nutrition, and we're not a vitamin supplement, in capsules, gummies, shakes, and bars. And then for every adult order of the capsules, you can choose a child, does not have to be related to you, to receive a free child order of gummies or capsules, which is pretty cool. I love that. From ages 4 up through age 25. So that's up to 21 years of free product for your child, which is just so wonderful. We also offer an aeroponic hydroponic growing system called the Tower Garden. Now you can grow your own salads indoors or outdoors, no dirt and no green thumb required. So there you go, guys. You don't have to be a gardener. So take back your health. We can help you. And you can reach me at 847-338-5788. Thanks so much.
What is growing in the garden today?
Lettuce. Lettuce is growing in the garden today.
That's good. That's a good thing. And where are you located, Deb?
I'm up in God's country, Northern Illinois, in Island Lake, Illinois.
Beautiful. And how do you feel about speaking in front of large groups of people?
The largest group I've spoken in front of is about 20 people, and I did okay. I think I'm a work in progress because I'm doing it more often now.
Well, there's 23 here, so we've exceeded your limit. You're doing fine.
Oh,
You're
my.
doing just fine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chris Lipper.
Everybody, Chris Lipper on the bus, small business owner coaching. I'm in San Diego, California. And like somebody else mentioned, I bounce around a lot. So I've got a Jersey number. I'm from New York, but I'm in San Diego and love all my places. But San Diego is pretty much my favorite, especially this time of year. We coach small business owners. I've been doing this since 2008. We do it via mastermind groups we call buses. So once a month, our owners go to a 4-hour mastermind group that's facilitated. We put up to 8 owners together once a month. If you know someone in the group, you can't join. This is a place where people share complete honesty. They're vulnerable. They say, I don't know what to do in this situation. What have you guys done? And our owners do very well. 45 of our owners have sold their businesses while they were members. Our cancellation policy is 30 days. Our average stay is 8 years. The most shiny thing about me is our virtual trade shows and conferences that we hold in the metaverse. And we have one coming up on March 13th. And I'll put information in the chat. If you're in Radio Land or wherever, you can go to onthebus.biz and register there as well.
Okay, Chris, I have a couple questions. Now, you said 8 people on a bus, right? And if you know someone, you can't get on the bus because the bus is full.
That's right.
And so let's just use some people in this group as an example. Suppose Deb Myers is one of the people on that bus, and she sells her business. There's now a hole on the bus. Can we refill that hole?
Yeah, we always have between 5 and 8. And once you're no longer an owner, you're off the bus.
Throw them right off. Just open the door.
Well, there's no reason to be there anymore, right? Mission accomplished.
Okay.
Now, what some people do is they start a next business.
And then they want back on another bus.
That's right.
Beautiful. So, Chris Lipper, how comfortable are you speaking in front of groups of people?
So pre-pandemic, I went from terrified to pretty good and pretty comfortable. My biggest audience was 1,500. Post-pandemic, because I'm a Zoom guy, I can do this all day, no problem. Live at a podium, not so much. I get a little shaky at a podium. Somehow I'm better sitting than standing.
So they just need to put you in a wheelchair and wheel you out.
Something like that. Not a wheelchair,
Okay.
but yeah, something like that.
That worked. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Chris. Good to have you with us again.
Good to see you.
I'm telling you, then you're up. Oh boy, everybody strap in. Something good's about to happen. I just know.
Thank you, Lynn. I love that. Build up the excitement because I do have some excitement today. But first, let me tell you who I am. My name is Dawn Tellinghusen. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I'm all about building relationships at Avon as an ambassador for 41 years. My favorite thing is connecting people, connecting ambassadors with Avon and all the offers that we have and the training we have and everything that Avon has put as tools to help you. One of our tools is our current brochure. You see that there. You will see new K Beauty collection. And I don't know if any of you have heard about the Sika plant. This is what tigers use out in the jungle to heal their scratched skin. They rub up against it. Well, guess what? We have the same thing here for those of us that have redness on our skin, those of us that have sensitive skin. This is made for sensitive skin. Beyond Glow, which is K Beauty, Beyond Glow, there is a toner, there is a cream, a soothing cream, and also ice serum in this new plant called Centella, which is like the Sika plant. So you want to see me about that. I'll also put in the chat a great offer that we have today and tomorrow only, free products with your order. And the value is up to $100 free. So you'll want to look for that in the chat from me. Contact me and let me know what you'd like to try. Dawn Tellinghusen with Avon.
Dawn, do you have a phone number or something where they can reach you?
Of course I do. My phone number, and it's best to text me, is 248-408-5833. Again, 248-408-5833.
And how do you feel about being comfortable speaking in front of a group of people?
I really love speaking to a group of people, and I have had to do that with peers, like over 2,000 Avon reps at a convention. And yeah, it makes your feet a little funny at first, but once you go up there and you start sharing with them the great things that Avon has done for you, and when you love something, it's easy to talk about it.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fred, you have your hand up. And I know Nicole is asking what the link is for the radio station.
So the radio station is kfred.com, kphred.com, or if you go to getmeradio.com, you can search on kphred and listen to KFred on iPhones, Android phones, Apple TV, Android TV, Roku TV, Fire Stick TV, and Amazon Alexa. Ooh, pretty cool. The comment I had was somebody in Naperville wanted Dawn to repeat the deal, please, or the offer.
Okay, yes. I can repeat that offer. Let me just...
Fred, can you put that information on the radio station in the chat? Because I want to make sure everybody that's on here that wants to have someone to go check it out it has the ability to do that. Okay, Dawn, go.
Sure. Yay. The sensitive skin solution offer is with a $60 order, you get 2 Beyond Glow products free. And with a $100 order, you get 4 gifts free. That totals over $155 value.
Wait a minute, Dawn. Now listen. I may be old, but you said 4 gifts free and held up 5 fingers.
Sorry.
That thumb
got in the way there. That thumb got in the way. 4 free products, and one of them is the snail mucin.
We still have to try that one. Thank you. Appreciate that, Dawn.
Thank you.
Excellent, Fred. Thank you for keeping us updated on what people are calling in about or texting. Thank you. So I'm going to stop for a minute, guys, and I'm going to go to Deanna Brakefield. Now, you will see her name up here and not necessarily her face. So I want you to understand why. She's not ugly. That's not why. She's just not on because she lives in Alabama, and I think they have one tower for everything in Alabama. So we have to take up a fund to see if we can't get them to put up a second tower. So, Deanna, you are up for the next 5 minutes.
So I love all you people. I'm not going to take a full 5 minutes today. Unfortunately, I do have a migraine today, but I wanted to be here because Lunch with Lynn is just so very, very important to what I do from week to week. This is just an amazing group. You're going to get so much value from the people here. So like Lynn introduced me, I'm Deanna Brakefield. I am the marketing guru in this group. I guess you could call me that. We have so many wonderful programs associated with Lunch with Lynn, and Lynn just gives me the ability to participate in all of them with her, and it is just so wonderful. I don't have anything specific that I would like to mention today other than Neurodivergent News is going live on Sunday. So if you have not had the pleasure of listening to my radio show, Neurodivergent News, on Sunday, we have at 5 p.m. Central, we have our very first live episode. We will not have the phone call-in system, but we will all have all the other wonderful goodies that go with going live on the radio. So if you would like to be part of our radio show audience on Sunday, please feel free to reach out to me and I will get you that link and you will be able to ask questions live just like you do here. We're going to have so much fun. I'm going to be featuring Dr. Crystal Thomas as a special guest this weekend. And we will also have Dr. Stone Gee and Mr. James A. White Sr. as permanent members to our panel, as well as my husband, Jeremy Brakefield. And it's just going to be absolutely amazing. So thank you for letting me ramble for a minute. All of you guys are amazing. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, as Lynn said, where, apparently we only have one cell tower or / Wi-Fi tower in the whole state. And yeah, that's it. Oh, also book club. We have a wonderful book club that Lynn has let us associate to this. It's the Business Owners Book Club on Facebook. We actually start a brand new book tomorrow. I know Dawn's got it close by. High Road Leadership by John Maxwell. And we're just going to have a blast doing that. Oh, Lynn's got her book too. Yay!
I'm reading my stuff. You know what, guys? It's absolutely wonderful to come on here, be a business person, share all your business stuff. But do you know how much more wonderful it is to just have an hour a week that you guys can get to know each other better, share some insights into your life and the perspectives that you've got on the stuff we're reading. Nobody has to be absolutely excellent at it, but I will tell you, it's totally enjoyable. We laugh, we enjoy book after book after book. So please come and join us, even if you don't have the book. Just come and join us, and the book will arrive shortly. So, Fred, you have your hand back up again.
Yeah, so if everybody wants to have Deanna have the live phone number dial-in, not this Sunday, but go to the K-Fred Radio page on Facebook and make a comment on the live stream that goes out there that you want her to have the number. That way, we know our tech guy will make sure it happens. That's all.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you. So we're going to go back to some of our introductions real quick. So I'm going to go pick it up with Anita Bala. And by the way, guys, once a week, whoever is the first person who gets on this call gets the honor of being the person that we all help out. And so it happened to be Anita Bala this week. So I ask that you please, if you don't know Anita, make an appointment to get to know her a little bit, talk to her, get to know about her business, and then go out and give her a testimonial on her LinkedIn page. Now, some of you have lots of different spots. Lisa last week had lots of good spots that I could go put some information up about. And you're still able to go put up Lisa's information if you'd like. But this week it's Anita, and Anita has the LinkedIn pages where she'd like it to be. So Anita, the next minute is yours.
And my name is Anita Bell. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I'm with a health and wellness store. I help people save money by simply switching brands and living a healthier, more vibrant life. I'm also a pronunciation coach for English as a second language, primarily for the Latino population. So I help them speak more clearly and confidently. And if anyone knows how to speak English, I can help them with their pronunciation skills. And I can be reached at 630-854-6664. Once again, my phone number is 630-854-6664. And I look forward to connecting with all of you. And the largest group of people I've ever spoke for was for my friend's wedding. She had about at least 100 people. And I did pretty well with that, though. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it's not my favorite thing to do. But I mean, even a small group, I can speak in front of a small group. It's not my favorite thing to do, of course, but I'm more of an introvert. So I look forward to connecting. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Lisa, you're up.
Hi there. I'm Lisa Heinzelman with Illuminations Consulting, coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And as a business sales and leadership coach, I'm investing my time and energy in empowering individuals, teams, and organizations to be successful. So I work with service-based, relationship-based entrepreneurs and business owners who are passionate about what you do, great at your craft and your specialty, and oftentimes need to figure out all things business, marketing, and sales. So I support you in developing a strategy and competitive edge to think about the problems that you solve, the value that you bring, and why do business with you from your client's perspective, not just your industry jargon. This sets a tone for you to stay consultative in your practice, to lead with the problems that you solve and the value that you bring, rather than turn transactional with your products and services and packages and programs and pricing that leaves way too much opportunity and dollars on the table. So let's plan a time to chat about taking your business to the next level in 2025. I'm Lisa Heintzelman with Illuminations Consulting, optimizing your success. My telephone number is 717-571-4644. I do like public speaking. I like facilitating better. And what I mean by the difference of that is that instead of just speaking keynote or speaking lecture or just speaking, I like to have interactive conversations in the speaking that I do, kind of hands-on experiences and opportunities to engage with the audience.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So before I get to Bonnie Mae, I always forget myself and everybody gets on me about doing that. So I'm going to jump in real quick, Bonnie Mae, and I'm going to do myself. So I am Lynn Lyon with Legal Shield and ID Shield. Now, you guys know that I like to not go on and on about what's in the brochure, about what the product is that I offer, but I like to give you examples of how people have used it. So I have an example that a client sent to me, and I'd like to share that with you. They said they lived in Illinois and they owned an iPass transponder. Many of you know what that is for whether it be whatever state you're in. You may have a state that has that. They said for whatever reason, their balance got below zero on their account and it had not been debited by the state due to a delay in their system. Now, having lived in Illinois, I can tell you that might not necessarily have been a delay in the system. It could have just been they screwed up because they do a lot of that in Illinois. Just saying, guys. So anyway, they said in the interim, they had gone through tolls for almost a year before anything happened. At that point, they received a notice from the state of Illinois for toll road violations in the amount of $7,292.60. Now, I don't know how they rang up that kind of money unless they kept going in circles and just kept going through the booth or gave information to a million people on what their number was supposed to be. But anyway, they said they were going a little crazy, but they called Legal Shield and asked them what they should do. Legal Shield said these were their options. They could go through the long appeals process, or they could take their chances and they could call the state and Legal Shield would guide them through what they had to say. So they decided to do that. They called the state, they discussed it with the clerk, and the clerk came back to the phone and said, okay, we've made a calculation and we'll accept $382.60 if you pay it now. So they agreed to pay it now. They said they saved $6,910 with one phone call. So how valuable could that be for you? Your problem may not be a transponder, but whatever your issue may be, it may be something that you don't have the time to deal with or the aggravation. I mean, let me tell you, if you're a woman, it'll gray up your hair real quick. They will have to color your hair constantly. So it's so much easier to pick up the phone, give it to somebody, and let them go fight your battle for you and say, hey, call me when it's over and tell me what I have to do. So that's what Legal Shield's all about. I am now in Connecticut, just so you know where I'm at. And as far as the speaking, I have spoken to very large groups. I don't know why, because I didn't think I had anything of value to talk to them about, but I did and did well. But I want you to know a little piece of advice. Before I went to go speak to my first large group, I called one of my grandsons who was, I think he was probably, maybe he was 8th grade at the time. And I told him, I said, you know, Nanny's got to speak in front of a big group of people today, and I'm a little nervous. He said, oh, don't be nervous, Nanny. I said, no. He said, no, I'll tell you what to do because I had to speak in front of my class. I said, oh, okay, well, give me some advice. And here's what he said to me. He said, number one, don't be nervous. Okay, that's good. Know your subject matter. I said, okay, I think I got that down, Pat. He said, look at the people in the eyes. I said, okay, that's good. Here's the best one. He said, get a red pen. Got to have a red pen in your hands. I said, does it have to be red? It has to be red. I said, why? He said, you look smarter when you have a red pen in your hands. I said, is that right? So I never forgot his news. He's now a junior in college. I remind him about it all the time, and he laughs, and he said, I just made that part up, Nanny. I said, well, I always keep a red pen just because of that. And I spoke to a large group of people once, and it was like a a business fair or something. And everybody left after I spoke at one of these breakout sessions. Everybody ran around the fair looking for any booth that was giving away red pens. And the guy said, "What did you do? Like, all my pens are gone." I said, "But they all look smart now." So carry a red pen, guys. Just carry, even if you don't do anything with it. You just look smart. So that's my advice for you today. So I'm going to pick it back up with Bonnie Mae. Bonnie Mae, you are up.
Oh my gosh, thanks, Lynn. That was the best story. I was just absolutely captivated. And as soon as I hang up, I'm going shopping for a whole bushel full of red pens.
Tell that to your audience when you're talking, and they'll all come to see you. Nobody will leave without seeing you.
Oh my gosh, that's so great. I live in Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. So for a point of reference, that's about 3.5 hours east of Vancouver. I'm directionally challenged, so I had to stop and think about that. And I am a business coach. So I work mostly with people who have online presences, and I accelerate my coaching with human design. I had spent a lot of years in network marketing and had been successful to a point and was just always curious, like, why? Why with all these duplicatable systems are some people so successful and some people are not? And when I learned about human design and am now becoming certified as a coach in that, and got, first my own design, it's like, oh my gosh, that's why that didn't work. And that's why that didn't work. So human design truly is like the blueprint to your soul. It's like being handed the decoder ring. So I love working with my clients and, just giving them the snippets of their human design chart so that they don't have to go and study it. That helps them to market their businesses and be with their people and grow their businesses in alignment with their design. So I always say to my people, do you want to get in your rowboat and drift merrily, merrily, merrily down the stream with all your paddles, having a great time with a dash of fun? Or do you want to be in your dinghy with a hole in it, lost a paddle, going upstream, fighting the rapids? Because sometimes that's what it felt like for me in building some businesses. And I have a brick and mortar business right now as well. My husband and I run a renovation company, and I use this in our brick and mortar as well. So I have coached people in brick and mortar, but I love the online because I get to work with people all over North America. I haven't left North America yet, but so that's basically what I do.
Wonderful. And how do you feel about speaking to large groups of people?
Well, it was super great about that question is it made me smile because for years I couldn't even speak at a table of 25 people if I didn't know them all. I would just freeze right up. And I was always more comfortable in small groups, but I have smoked to large groups now. And I'm a lot like Lisa, that I'm more comfortable when I'm facilitating rather than just going on about something. I love that interaction. I teach workshops. I'm also certified as a passion test facilitator. My business is called Clearly on Purpose because I just so believe if the world lived clearly on purpose and was in alignment with what they love, the world would be a happier place. So I love facilitating that conversation. So I think it was Jackie that said, if using PowerPoints, because that too helps to keep me on track. I love speaking that way. And I think it was Val that said, love speaking when I know what I'm talking about. Same. And now that I understand my design, it makes complete sense. I don't do well with strangers. So coming onto this call was a bit, sometimes a stretch for me because I didn't know how many people were going to be here. And it was intimidating for a minute. I settled right in because the energy in this room, even though it's remote, is incredible. It's just vibrating high, and I can just feel all of you are lovely. And Lynn, you're an amazing host. So thank you so much.
That's what I was just going to ask you guys. I'm always curious from all the newbies to give me input as to how you feel about the call when you're done. Because it's a stretch. I would be nervous about going in where I didn't know anybody either. But I always want you all to know that I look at all of you as guests in my home, and I want you all to be comfortable. I want you to want to come back. I want your success a lot. And Bonnie Mae, I do need to speak to you after this call too, because I have something for you as well.
Awesome. I look forward to that very much.
Mm-hmm. Glad to have you with us. And again, I hope you keep coming back.
I will. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, my phone number is 403-461-7685. Because I'm in the Canada lands, you can WhatsApp me or text me. I do both. And my website is www.connoisseur, clearlyonpurpose.com.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mhm.
You're wonderful. Kelly Calhoun, you look beautiful today. You're up.
Thank you so much for the compliment, Lynn. I am Kelly Kellum, college admission strategist, and most people, in fact, something like 60% of parents who have teens going through the college process say that they are completely overwhelmed, confused, and they just don't know where to start. So that's what I help families with. And I am the host of Beyond the Books, College Success Secrets, right here on K-Fred Radio. So if you have a teen who is thinking about college or is going through the college process, I would love to talk with you for a series I'm doing on the show, Beyond the Books show. And I would also love to talk with anybody who has a teen who maybe thinks they don't want to go to college. If you have any questions about the college process, please reach out to me. I can be reached at 847-997-1449. You can text college to 847-997-1449. And I also am in the Chicagoland area, but like some other people have said, have Zoom, can travel anywhere. And I have worked internationally as well in India and in Canada. And as far as speaking, I love speaking in front of groups. I love it. I have spoken in front of groups as large as about 200. Although I am, like a couple other people have mentioned, more comfortable with groups around 30 to 50 because I like to have more one-on-one interaction. I'm not necessarily a facilitator, but I do involve the audience in my presentations. So, Lynn, thanks so much.
So don't mute yourself yet. So I want you guys to ask yourself, would you like to be the most important person to your friends or your neighbors or your family? Because I'm going to tell you a quick way you can do that with Kelly. Some people who don't know Kelly might think that maybe Kelly could save them $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and maybe that's it. That's not necessarily the case. Kelly, do you want to tell them on average how much money you can save someone?
On average, it's $80,000 over the 4 years of college. If you're going to a state school, it's usually not that much because they don't give you that much money. But I've saved a couple families, up to $200,000 over the 4 years. And a lot of that, most people don't realize, has to do with things that the student does while they're in high school, and particularly in the way that they fill out the application and write the essay. And that's where I really have my biggest impact.
So let me just tell you, if you save a family even half of that amount of money, you're going to become their favorite person. I promise you that. But here's the other important thing. So let's suppose you go, well, I don't know anybody who's got children of the age that might be attending college soon. Or whatever. Get to know Kelly very, very well, because you don't know who's going to come into your life that's going to be a client or someone you're working with that you might be able to introduce her to that could save them that kind of money. They will never forget you for that. Secondarily, guys, it's probably just as important. I think a lot of people don't think about the fact that 8th grade is not a bad time to start making that family eligible to speak with Kelly and preparing that child for what's to come. And they can save so much money. It's amazing. The last thing I want you to know that you can do for Kelly, let's say you don't have any children going off to college. You say, that's done for me. You can always introduce her to financial planners. She is a huge tool in the toolbox for financial planners, because some people say, I have a business. I'm trying to find a way that I can save money for my retirement, but all my money's getting thrown back into the business. Maybe they have a child going off to college. Well, guess what? If she can save them that kind of money, they can have some money to invest in their retirement, and then they don't have to stand at the counter of their business until they drop dead. So she is a huge valuable resource for all of you. She really, truly is. So thank you so very much, Kelly.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn, for that wonderful plug. I appreciate it.
Super, super, super. Now, AJ, I want you to know you're like Superman down there. They all want to know, what does AJ do? But I'm not going to let you tell them yet. I'm going to keep you on hold, and I'm going to keep them on hold for a minute. So I'm going to run to one of my speakers. Now, why did he put his name up there? Mark Bartosik, are you under the bed? Get out from under the bed and talk to him. Mark Bartosik.
I need a couple minutes. Sorry, hang on. I'll get him on a call.
That's okay. What are you doing?
Messaging back a client. Can you come back to me?
Oh, I thought you were on a call with your girlfriend. I was going to say, hang up on her. She can wait. Okay, we'll give you a couple of minutes for that. So oh, look, Jam Jam's ready to fall off his chair. So we're going to go to Jam Jam instead. Jam Jam is our youngest guy on this call. He brings such knowledge to all of you. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be spellbound. So AJ, listen up. You're going to love what Jam Jam does. Jam Jam, the next 5 minutes are yours.
That's hilarious. That's a really easy way to get broken up with. Well, hello everyone. I'm Jam Jam. I'm everyone's favorite little AI guy. So today, to catch everybody up on the AI news and also some space news, because I don't know why this wasn't, in the news media for some odd reason. First things first, let's just go through with AI. Alexa, for all those who have an Alexa, expect some changes to it because they've now fully have unveiled Alexa Plus, right? Which is basically, it's an overhaul, and it's going to, now when you ask Alexa like certain questions, it's going to be a little bit more realistic, and it's going to have a lot more personalized responses. Now, they leave that kind of vague, personalized responses, because me being a little data junkie, usually when you have a personalized response, that's usually because you have data on said person to make that response, personalized. Now, that's the whole thing with Alexa, right? So, don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed if your Alexa starts going, hey, Elizabeth, how was your day? I know you went to the grocery store, don't be alarmed. It's just checking up on you, right? Because that's never anything scary, right? Microsoft just released a new model, which, and so did Grok, if anybody has seen. Grok released a new model. DeepSeek released a new model. Sonar, and then actually Claude. And for those who use Claude, it's another model that's particularly similar to ChatGPT, but a lot more specialized and trained on certain things. They released their Claude 3.7 Sonnet. And the reason this model is extremely important to know is because it not only is really good at doing research, it can actually code, and code pretty well, actually. In fact, someone actually got it, and they actually coded an entire app with it within like seconds. So the bar is changing. Now, obviously, the only scary thing is that you're going to have a whole bunch of people trying to create and code things, but then end up not knowing how to actually like fix any issues because they don't know code. So that's like a thing to keep in the back of your mind there. Now, for space news, I know I don't usually do space news, but this is pretty important. So the asteroid that was supposed to be hitting the Earth in 2032 will no longer be hitting the Earth. I don't know if anybody. Well, usually when in space, okay. How do I explain? This is too scientific-y, but there's ways, one, that we can also shift the course of it, but also it can be due to miscalculation, because obviously if you're calculating a object that's coming this way and you're obviously moving, luckily, good, thank God for math, because God's a mathematician.
I have a question for you for that. Are the scientists not using ChatGPT to track that so they can not use their own calculations, but use the brains of the computer?
So we actually do. Actually, now we do have some AI tools that we do use that NASA actually specifically uses to try to help and track asteroids and meteors in space. Because little do people know, that's actually extremely like high probability that an asteroid could really just hit the Earth. For some odd reason, we're too busy like having dick measuring contest on the planet, but meanwhile God's playing pool with like rocks in space with us. So that's a little tidbit there. It's actually happened before where there was a asteroid, I think about like the size of like Delaware or something, that just like passed by, and basically like no one knew until the last minute, until they just passed by. It was like, oh, hey, that was that just passed by us. So luckily, it won't be hitting us. And for those who don't believe, luckily, the great thing about science is that it's replicable. So if you have a telescope, and I'll put a link to the actual NASA article, you can just go and look in the sky yourself to go look at the asteroid. What? Now let's look at some AI videos over here, because I know this is everyone's favorite thing. So Alibaba, that is made by the Chinese, they released a new model, so particularly their video model, and this is one of the videos that you can create with it, which I thought was super interesting, because obviously it's high definition, but you can tell that it's AI due to the wood log and the coloring of it, right? For anyone that's ever been to like a marshy or swampish area, you can kind of tell that it's a little bit off, right? Now this, now there's some other qualities in there, like this one. Personally, I don't really like this one because these cinematic qualities, they don't really kind of give off that. Although this one I thought was super interesting because this here is all completely done in AI. None of this is real right here, particularly, right? And the way that it has these cinematic shots where it can immediately zoom in is pretty like intriguing. Now, of course, over time, and what we'll see, especially this year, is a lot of AI is becoming a lot more specifically trained on human movements, right? Now, obviously, again, it's a little bit harder to tell, but look at the detail in that, by the way, because that he puts his hand down. For everybody that's come to these meetings, you usually know when it's AI because of a object moving, for example. Usually it duplicates.
Parts of his body become missing during some of the movement.
Bingo, right? But if look at that important detail though, there's 3 there, and when he puts his hand down, it moves it, and there's still like somewhat 3 here. So it's AI is getting very good at paying attention to detail, and I thought I'd just share that. So that's all the AI news, some crazy scientific space news, and I'm Jam.
Want to tell them about? Do you still have your class?
I do actually, which I'm going to be updating it a lot, and you guys are going to see a lot coming in this summer, or not summer, Jesus, this Sunday. And I'm actually going over Grok particularly. I'm going to be going over some new prompts and also deep search, particularly with deep search. The AI can do so much with deep search where it actually will go in depth and fully all the way down a rabbit hole for you without you having to do it. And it will extract all the information that you need.
Beautiful.
Really good for stocks, by the way. Nancy, you have a question?
I have a question for you, yeah. Nancy? You're muted. Uh-oh, she doesn't know how to unmute herself. We'll let her work on that first.
No, sorry, I was trying to do the tech here.
I think she hit her hand by mistake.
Right. Sorry.
So, Jam, do you want to tell them where you're located?
Yeah, so I'm in Texas, originally from Chicago. It's so much nicer here. The weather's a lot more less bipolar. And in terms of, by the way, in terms of like public speaking, I don't know. It doesn't really affect me like that. I usually just wing it. So it's just like for me, it's just, oh, okay, we have to go talk in front of a whole bunch of people. How many? Oh, okay, cool. That'll work. But that's also because I've learned comedy from In Living Color and Martin and watching that as a kid. So usually it's pretty good when you can tell a joke that lands for everybody.
Excellent. All right, we're going to pick back up some of our introductions, and then hopefully Mark's girlfriend doesn't call back, and we'll get him back on there. So AJ, they are all waiting to hear from you. So AJ, you are up. Tell us about AJ.
Hi, everyone. Thanks opportunity from the link. And I enjoy a great conversation with the Zam because it's my domain. because I am a technical expert in cybersecurity field, and I have 20 years experience in cybersecurity, and I set up a business in India. Okay, so what Jam Jam has told recently about the AI, right? So I already work in NLP and AI ML models, and he can understand what I am talking about. These are basically the new technologies which are evolving in digital technologies, and as I am a cybersecurity professional, right? So my core expertise in cyber attack investigations and the security security investigations, security audits, right? So I am having a much of experience in that field in my domain, and I am a professional trainer also. I deliver my lectures to my students and in people, my colleagues also. So I love to connect people to understand the diversity of the domains, and how the digital technologies is entering into diversified domains, right? So and in each technology there is some weaknesses. So that is my challenge, is to find out the weaknesses in every sector. So that's why I go to people and connect with people to understand how particular sector is working, lies like healthcare sector and airline sector, right? So I can understand the technology, how they are connected with the world and internet, how and the attackers, how the attackers can take the weaknesses as their bread and butter, right, to compromise systems. And this is my passion field, so I love to enjoy to analyze the investigations and cyber attacks, and that's why I can say that's much. And as my business is set up in India, we just have a team of cyber experts who will give the managed security services to business owners, because there are very lot of shortage in cyber professionals in the world, right? And they don't have that much expertise knowledge of in this domain. So we basically provide managed solutions to business owners, so we can protect their business digital ecosystem and their servers, websites, network. And this is my background, and I just have a nice meeting in this group. This is my first joining, and I love this group also. Yeah.
Wonderful. AJ, I have a connection for you as well, so I would like you to reach out as well.
Yeah.
And AJ, how do you feel about speaking to a large group of people?
I never go to large people, but I can give my lectures to 50. That's much. I never got any opportunity to give a large audience, but I am as I am a professional trainer, so I don't give hesitation. And
one day it will happen. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
No issue. But that should be my passion field in cybersecurity. So I can very confident in my field. I can handle large audience also. No issue.
Excellent. Thank you so much, AJ. I hope you come back with us again.
Yeah, sure.
Victor, you're up, Victor.
Thank you, Lynn. Victor Lopez out of Fishkill, New York. I'm in the real estate field. My area is tax liens and tax deeds. I've been doing that well over 35 years. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Victor, how do you feel about speaking to large groups of people?
I'm not a public speaker. I really don't like it.
Okay, but that's an easy answer. Well, beautiful. Nicole, you're up.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Well, glad to be here. No, I don't have any problem speaking or sharing the stage with other people. No, as I used to command the room, but I was armed when I did it. So it was quite easy to speak to anybody and everybody at the time. But now I don't need that anymore. So it's making life a little more relatable. And every time think about the phone number, I think about Jenny. I got your number, 867-5309. But my phone number is 702-608-6639. I do want to say I am an event coordinator and a trainer. And I work with people to really transform their virtual events into profit-driven experiences. And so as an event strategist and a speaker, I host online virtual events for my clients and help them share their impact through for-cause marketing. And going beyond the basics of just event planning, it's really bringing the show into a fundraising powerhouse. And that's pretty much what I do, is bringing people on the stage and sharing with them more of how to market for a cause.
And Nicole, where are you from?
I'm in Florida.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I know Fred's got his hand up. Fred?
So, sorry, this is a question from a viewer in Naperville. Does Victor offer online classes?
Victor?
No, I don't.
Okay, Victor, you got to get together with Jam Jam and figure out how to do some online classes, because there's a market out there waiting for you.
I know.
Excellent. Jam Jam, that's your assignment. Work with him.
Roger.
Yay. You can do it. You can do it. Collaborate with him together. That'll even be better. Beautiful. Thank you, Fred. Elisa, you're up. All these people in these beautiful areas, pools, warm weather. I'm jealous.
Yes, I'm from Connecticut, but I'm also spending a few weeks here in Florida, enjoying every second of the warmth. About speaking in front of people, my heart's been pounding the whole time that I've been waiting for you to say my name. So that's how I feel about speaking in front of other people.
And you do this so well, so I'm shocked.
I am an independent brand partner for LifeWave. I feel like I was chosen by LifeWave by divine appointment to be here. Elizabeth talked a little bit about this little patch. She did not tell anything about how it changed her life. It's completely revitalized my health. And when I run into people who have used the technology, I expect I'm going to sit down and hear a wonderful, incredible story. Last night I was out in Florida, don't know anybody, saw someone with a patch, and I said, "Hey, what's your story?" And she had been bedridden with Lyme, and she has her life back. So that is why I do what I do. I feel like I'm a hope dealer. People have lost hope, and we have forgotten that our bodies are designed to heal themselves. We need to get rid of those curses that some people put on us, those words that are, that tell us that something is not curable and that there's nothing else we can do for you. So I like to offer people hope. There are so many holistic modalities out there, and people don't know what they don't know. So I'm here to share that. And then someone else talked about fun. I think it was Jackie. Sorry, there's a plane going by. Jackie talked about fun. Another aspect of being an independent brand partner with LifeWave is the community. We have such a blast together. I've earned my second all-inclusive free trip. I'm going to Punta Mita in April. It is just the extra incentive to step out of our comfort zones, because most of us are just regular people who've had an experience. Step out of that comfort zone and have the courage to tell somebody, because it might change their life. And then finally, taxes. Most people don't know that an at-home business, as long as you qualify per the IRS guidelines, can save you a whole lot in taxes. So why not have a win-win for everybody? That's me. You can reach me.
And Elisa, speaking to that for just a second, I think a lot of people who have businesses they run from their home don't understand that a lot of these are expenses that you would normally have anyway. Your internet, your cell phone, things like that. Those are all things that are now business expenses that you can write off. So that's wonderful. Thank you, Elisa, for bringing that up. So how can they reach you?
Thisisit.info.com is where they can find out more information about the technology. Thisisit.info.com. And I can be reached at 860-205-3385. I would love to chat with you and talk about how LifeWave X39 might help you.
Great. And just as a little reminder to those who are a little later coming on, today we are not just on the radio, but we are on 14 video stations as well. So you're being seen and heard today. That's why if you look up in the corner, you'll see all of your pictures up there because it is being broadcast that way as well. Thank you very much. So Alexis, you're up.
Hi, happy to be here. I'm Alexis Skriloff James. I currently reside in Mesa, Arizona. I'm a writer, editor, writing coach, and author, and I've been in the business of publication documentation for over 30 years. I provide content and content review to individuals, small business, large corporations. I also humanize AI-generated content. Let's see, you can just contact me. My number is 317-292-2615. I'm on LinkedIn if you're so inclined, under Alexis Skriloff James, DBA AIS Publications. And I'm currently writing a couple more ebooks. It's about writing and the obstacles we have to overcome as writers and creators. My first book was the 10 tips on how to get started. The second one is procrastination. And the third one, which I'm working on also, is on writer's block. And we address also freeze. There's fight, flight, but there's freeze. And a lot of people don't understand that. So from a writing point of view, and I'm going to address that. I'm also developing a course that I'm going to be offering.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And how do you feel about speaking to large groups of people?
I like it. I've been doing it since I was young, and I don't have a problem with being on a stage addressing small groups or large groups. And because I attend various networking groups, we are global, some of us. And just to add to this, I also work freelance contract, remote and internationally. And I've also been on a national TV show, which national, so with an audience, live audience. So that didn't bother me. I kind of like it.
Beautiful. Fred, you have your hands up.
Yeah, just one comment. You said 14 earlier today, and yeah, my aim was 14, but the group on Facebook crapped out, so we're not there. So we're only on 13 platforms. And thanks to the guy on Twitch that made a comment. Love that. We're even being seen on Twitch, and everybody who's got gray hair has no clue what that is, but Jam does. So he's right. So I'm also going to remind everyone you can dial in and to us at 1-724-9-KPH-RED. That's 1-724-9-K-FRED.
I thought Twitch was that guy who was the dancer.
No, not at all.
He is, that is his name. How many people that are old like me know Twitch was the dancer?
Maybe.
Yeah, we all know. He was that. Somebody stole his name and made something. I don't know what the other Twitch is. But
here's why
it's just a massive live streaming platform.
What about that Twitch? I got a Twitch.
No, Jamari's right. It's a massive live streaming platform. Everyone thinks it's for gamers, but since the point in time when Amazon, that small company that ships books and stuff, bought it in 2010, the largest category of shows being streamed are just chatting, which this would be considered just chatting. So if you're not on Twitch, you're pretty much running away from one of the largest platforms of younger folks there is. Ooh, didn't know that.
When we have our mastermind at the end, teach me, Jam, where is Twitch at? I don't even know how to find Twitch. Beautiful. Thank you. Michael Vukelic, you're up.
Well, hello, Lynn.
Hello.
Yes, took me a while to get unmuted there. Good to see you again. I hope your anniversary was great last week, by the way.
Wonderful. 53 years I've been married, and it was wonderful. I marry them all over again. It was just wonderful.
Hooray for you. Hooray, Lynn. Well, yes, I'm Michael Vakelic. I'm here in the Chicagoland area, and I am a writer, a coach, and a speaker. So I do love to speak in front of groups of people. My focus is really on the corporate professional and business professionals who want to overcome old generational patterning and belief structures and wisdom that has been handed down, generation after generation, and keep us in the same type of familial patterns, and the same challenges keep showing up in our life. So a lot of this is about self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, and I believe it really is originated from a challenging childhood. So I'm very committed to this. I had a lot of this when I was growing up, and my life has changed completely, and I love transforming the lives of the professional. So that is what I do.
And where are you located?
Oh, I'm in the Chicagoland area.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Keith Robinson, you're up.
Hello, Mammy. How are you doing?
How are you? You want to tell everybody where you're from? Because they'll guess it quickly.
Yes, well, I think everybody will get it that I am from Ireland, and I'll try and speak slowly for all the people who are tuning in who are not as fast as I am. I'm heavily involved in the health and wellness space. For a lot of people who end up that they're on blood pressure medication, cholesterol medications, they're sort of told, oh yeah, well, this is standard procedure. You're going to be on those for life, and they'll probably increase for life. There is another way, because the only reason the body asks the heart to rise in pressure is because there's a lack of blood flow getting somewhere within the body, and the body's trying to compensate. And as your arteries get stiffer, you get tiny cracks and tears in the arterial system, and your body instructs your liver to make more cholesterol. So raised cholesterol, raised blood pressure is not solved by medications. You only hide the symptoms. How you solve the problem is by increasing nitric oxide production so you can melt the plaque in the arterial system, restore the blood flow, and that actually gets the flexibility back to the arteries, and that lowers cholesterol also. So the body's only going to make the cholesterol that is needed to do the jobs that it is required for. There was no such thing as dementia until there was cholesterol medication. So go figure that one out. If people don't have enough cholesterol in the body to repair the myelin in the brain, how is the body going to repair it? And there's going to be a fight as to whatever level of cholesterol is left there after the medications, as to what jobs is going to go for. And if there isn't enough, something is going to fail. So these are all things that really people should know. I've been guiding people in all this area for nearly 17 years at this point. And I've watched the most amazing things happen for people over that time. And I'd gladly keep helping more people. That's me.
Excellent. And how do you feel about speaking in front of large groups of people?
Sure. Look, it's as long as you know your subject, as your grandson says, it doesn't matter. And I remember I was given an award back in time where there were several thousand people there, and I had to stand up and speak because I got a Foundation of Excellence award that I didn't know was coming. And I, of course, had to say a few words. But anyway, I didn't have a red pen, but I managed.
I think you need to always start your things off with your jokes, because your jokes are wonderful. Don't tell one here, but I'll never forget the golfing joke. That was still good. Golf to the right, golf to the left. I got it. Thank you. Nancy Lee Bentley. She's kind of fading in and out on us. She's having problems with her internet signal today. But Nancy, you are up, Nancy.
Oh, wow. Talk about tech challenge today. Well, I've been a few challenges. I was out for a couple of weeks. Answering your question, hey, I'm up for it big time. Lynn, I really appreciate you and all that you're doing here.
Thank you.
The truth be, when I was 5 years old, I had a vision of me standing in front of thousands of people speaking, which is kind of like, whoa, that was pretty visceral. And that's kind of guided myself. So, hey, my only drawback right now is, I just, it's a little hard for me to stand on my legs since I just broke my femur 3 weeks ago. I got the stitches out today.
Yay, that's good. We're getting somewhere.
That's right. I'm standing up. It's like, oh, wow. Okay, well, I need more stories, I guess. Anyway,
tell them what it is. You want to tell them what it is you do?
Yes, I'm Nancy Lee Bentley. I'm a food and holistic health expert, a nourishment expert. I am all about, well, I've done just about everything you can do with food, but I'm all about helping people to eat, feel, and be healthier. And wow, not only how we're feeding ourselves, but really more important, how we're nourishing ourselves. So that's not always about food, right? That's how you're feeding your mind and your emotions and all that. It's about the whole person. And I know we need to reconnect with ourselves and with each other, and especially now, and with the earth, because we're all connected, but wow, we're in some pretty challenging times.
Absolutely.
And so,
Nancy, you want to tell them where you're located?
Yeah, I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I'm halfway between Detroit and Chicago. I am that gutsy lady with the founder of the Food Circle, which is what my vision and my goal around food and food community. My goal is we need to move from a me mindset to a we mindset. We've got to work together. We've got to connect in community together. This is really, really important for us now so we can survive. And
how do they reach out to you, Nancy?
Okay, my phone number is 937-717-8152. And
did you put information in the chat?
Well, I'm having tech challenges with this chat and finding my way around on the phone. That gutsy lady at Gmail, I'll try to do that.
Okay, that's wonderful. If you do that, then once I send out everybody the information, you can reply back to it and give them everything on you. Wonderful. I want to get to my last speaker so I can get you guys into a room. So Mark Bartosik, you are up.
Hey, Lynn, sorry about before. No, I was actually working with someone I'm going to talk about something I'm going to talk to you guys today about. So the company I work with is Ambit Energy. We had an event this past Saturday. So all big announcements, everything's set up for the new year. And just like anything with anyone who works in business, it's like you always have to try to plan out the whole new year, right? But the group that we work in with Lynn is Business in a Bundle. So any of you want to come on that to see all the things we talk about on the things that you need, the basics of needing to build a business, to services to refer it better. As far as public speaking, I always tell people at the beginning of any of my presentations that if you see me shaking or anything at the front of the room, it's not because of fear or anxiety, it's because of excitement. I've always been like the youngest and center of attention. So it's something, even back in kindergarten, I drew something and was brought to the front of the room to draw it on the projector. For most of you, Jamari might not know what that one is, but the old fashioned projector where it's, puts it on the ceiling. And since that time, like someone was saying that they had a vision at 5 years old. I'm like, since that moment of being at the front of the classroom and drawing that, I'd have always pictured being at the front of crowds. So I've been in front of a few hundred before and things, and it's always just great to be in front of it. So for the question of the day on that, as far as specifically what I do, I work with an energy company to educate people about an opportunity available to them, whether that be in saving money or getting up to 50% off on your electric or gas bills in the serviceable states that we are in, which is 15 across the nation. I'm not going to name every one of them. You can reach out to know the exact ones or check out my website, which I'll have in the chat. But for the listeners, that's mark.myambit.com. You can always check your zip code on there for customer service areas. or if you want to be a part of working together in business. So it's whether you want to support business or know someone that can support the business by becoming a customer. It costs nothing to become a customer. You get more value, potentially savings, all depends upon the market. The biggest one that we're excited about right now is community solar, which is available in Illinois, New York, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Washington, D.C., in which people who don't own homes can still get savings on solar benefits, on solar panels that don't have to go up on your roof. It's just something that we are really looking forward and growing this year. We've had 1,300 new community solar customers in Illinois alone over the past few months, so we're really expanding on that. I have a goal of having 20 more customers by the end of next month, and helping 5 new teammates, consultants as we call them, to we can never guarantee anything, but I have this vision of road to 10K. I've worked out the compensation plan to help anyone who really believes that they can earn it, that they can work for it, to earn $10,000 within the next 5 weeks through the promotions that we have currently going. So when we were talking before with, if you can help someone save, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in their tuitions, on how much meaningful that would be to them. What if you can refer someone or help someone to build a business of theirs where they can earn thousands, not tens of thousands of dollars, passively, residually? There's so many different ways we can make money, right? People are so used to only the linear way. We teach other people or other ways of making money. That's why we joke about, we teach you how to make money like the rich people make money. So if you own a business, if you're looking to own a business, if you want to just talk business, you can always reach me at 773-370-278, or on any social medias, whether that be LinkedIn, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, at Mark of Success 21. And it is my passion to help others to build an income so that they can live a want to life, not a have to life. Because you figure how many times you're going to a job and building someone else's dream, when instead you could be building your dream, working for yourself, showing up for yourself, and investing in yourself. Because I can guarantee no better investment will there be than investing in yourself.
Beautiful. Fred has his hand up. Fred?
So I just want to give a shout out to Nicole for chatting with the video on Facebook. Great job,
Beautiful.
Nicole. Everyone else should have done it. Nicole is a goddess here. So if you don't go and do what she did, next time we do this, you're all losers. Okay, maybe not.
Beautiful. But. All right, guys, I am going to put everybody into a breakout room for 5 minutes. You know a little bit about each other. I've looked at some of the connections, and there's some real good connections for you guys. So you've got 5 minutes. The rooms are now all open. Go enjoy yourself, and I will see you all back here in 5 minutes. Victor, I've got you in a room with someone. Beautiful. Okay, Fred. It's all you and I right now. How's it going now today?
Sorry, working on some stuff to make sure people can see your face at this point, because
So talk to me. So what is new at K-Fred News or K-Fred Radio? Because we are gonna have some K-Fred News at some point, aren't we?
Yeah. There is going to be coming up some K-Fred News. We've got it's a show I've been working on for a while called K-Fred California Pulse. And it's a News of California show. Our first episode is titled Generational Change in Government. I was able to, a couple of weeks ago, K-Fred is located in Grover Beach, California. And we have a new mayor who was elected last year. And she is a millennial, Mayor Cassie D. And she was willing to come and let me interview her, and we had a great time. There's rumor that she actually might be back on a regular basis, but we'll see about that. So that's huge. Dr. Jim Trelevin will be doing, I think it's next month, a class as part of K-Fred University, which is available to all of our show hosts on growing your business and doing basically from a turnaround point of view, because Jim has done turnarounds on publicly traded companies. Another one of our Jims, Jim Boswell, will be launching a class for our K-Fred show host on the ABC method of developing a business plan. And these are free courses for all of the K-Fred show hosts. So you want to get in on all this phenomenal talent. You got to be a K-Fred show host. Fill out the application. Hit the button on the main page of the K-Fred website and fill out the form, and we'll get to you. And I just had words with Dr. Howard Larson of the Trade Show Fanatic that I'm not sure if we'll roll it in March, but definitely in April. And Dr. Howard, who I like to call the marketing Viking, he came over. He's been doing marketing ever since he came over with Leif Erikson and the Vikings. He's a phenomenal guy. I've known him for over a decade, and I've learned a lot. So K-Fred University is going to continue on. Deanna Brakefield, our own Deanna Brakefield, has been awesome.
That's what Deanna's got coming up.
Well, Deanna's been teaching the K-Fred University first couple of classes. A lot of our show hosts are new at doing this. So we wanted to be able to take this phenomenal talent we've got and help our show hosts grow. So it started with Dr. Howard when if you ever listened to the Rolling Stones song Sympathy for the Devil, there's a line in there that says, "And I laid traps for the troubadours." Well, that's what P.H. Red does. He lays traps that people or as Tess Booker would say, people are voluntold for new tasks. So we wanted to make K-Fred as a potent business tool as possible. So besides getting people's word out on multiple platforms, we wanted to make sure that we get them to be able to touch in with all of our talent.
Excellent. Well, everybody's coming back to join us, so we're going to talk to them for a couple seconds, and then we're going to give them another shot at a room. Did everybody get somebody good to talk to?
Yes, and that was not 5 minutes. That was way too short.
Of course, it seems like 30 seconds.
It goes really fast.
That went by a little too quick.
Time is man-made.
So I'm going to recreate all those rooms for you guys, and you can talk for 1 second till I make sure that we got you all in some rooms here with somebody good. Let me make sure I get Fred out of a room. I'm going to move Fred.
A good movie, by the way, I recommend everybody to watch is I Am Mother. Great movie, by the way.
That is a creepy movie, Jamari. No.
It's not creepy. It's about basically this girl being raised by a robot.
Fun.
It's before you judge it, watch it.
I'm so surprised that you came up with something like that.
Back here to talk about the robot romance in a minute. I got your rooms all open for you guys.
They got robot romance in Las Vegas, that's for sure. Go out there, go to CES.
Makes Skynet look like Barney.
Barney the AI? Well, that's kind of weird. I mean, really? Barney the AI?
AJ, go. Okay, Deanna and Keith, you guys got to go to your rooms. Deanna's got a room. Where is Deanna's room? Who is Deanna with? Okay, that's good. All right, Fred, we got you all back to yourself again. So Fred, tell me what is new about all this video stuff today. That's new.
Well, so we had run a test a while back to go into a Facebook group, and we were able to beam successfully in it, except for audio. So today I started out with that path and ended up not only doing attempting to do a Facebook group, which it appears Facebook has changed a URL, and I had the old one embedded, so we didn't get into the Facebook group I wanted to. It's a networking group that's got about 7,500 in it. We will again, but the other 13 channels, as far as I can tell, Facebook pages, YouTube groups, Twitch, Trovo. Where else are we on? We are on also on Kick. So Twitch.tv or Twitch.com. It started out life as a streaming platform for gamers, and I had ignored it for years. And then when we had started streaming to Pillars of Franchising back in, I think, 2019, I did more research, and I realized that Twitch had been bought by Amazon in, I think it was 2010, 2012. Now, anytime Amazon buys something, you know that they're aiming at it's not something that's going to go away. And as I did further research on it, I realized that instead of the gaming categories that streamers were streaming on, that what they call the just chatting category, which could be anything, any kind of talk show, had become the largest category of shows on Twitch. And the light bulb went off in my head. And I thought, wow, here's all these young folk. And since I'm an old guy, I mean, anybody will say under 45, all these young folks were there. And my brain started to run and goes, you know what? This is a great way to start slowly capturing audience. You don't have to go out and build the universe, a new universe there, but if you're getting stuff out regularly, you'll start to build a small audience on there. And for a business, these could be not somebody who's going to need your product for a year or two because they're old, but if they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s, you could be developing clients there for 20, that'll be 20, right, 30, 40 years. And like I said, it's one of those things of always try to broadcast at least one or two shows, either Vision in Action Live or Living Healthy List or Discover Rising Tides. I always like to get one of those broadcasts out there each week, preferably one of each, so that way there's always content going through the channel. Now, on this topic of video, I've learned that Facebook has launched a shake-up. We are streaming live to the Facebook page. After, I think it was about the 25th of this month, earlier this month, Facebook announced, and I think it's as of the 25th of this month, that they will be taking down videos that are live streamed after 30 days.
Correct.
So,
I heard that.
Of course, the annoying thing about that is in 30 days, when this starts to go away from KFred Prime or from the KFred radio page, we're going to have to re-upload it so people can see it, which is annoying, but oh well. Facebook hasn't been... Never mind, I won't say it in case the Facebook Autobots come and attack us. I will say that we do have a new KFred Prime Live coming up on Saturday, March 8th. You can find the calendar invite on KFred. So if you want to... if you'd like to either watch or listen to it, because KFred Prime Live is only audio, I find that most women don't want to show up on video at about 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning, so we only broadcast the audio, not the video. But if you'd like to be part of the Zoom audience, you can go to kfred.com and check out the calendar, and where it says buy tickets, click on that, and the tickets are a really, really expensive $0. So if you want to be on KFred Prime Live on Saturday, March 8th, sign up at kfred.com.
Gotcha. How did everybody do in your last room? Did you get somebody good to talk to? Yay. Did it go faster or slower?
Faster.
Faster? Wow. Maybe I should leave you guys in there for like 7 minutes or something. Give you a couple extra minutes. That's excellent. Well, guys, this is the time of the day. We got 19 minutes yet where we just do an open discussion. And when I start out, I just start out with the question of the day. So if anybody has any stories about any public speaking they did that are interesting, we're here to listen to it.
I got one.
Yay, tell me.
So one of my first experiences really, because I went back to college for a second time. It was bad enough the first. I don't know why I went the second, but I was doing a speaker moment, and we had to get up and speak. And so I started speaking, and my pants ripped.
That's not good.
Luckily, I had a coat. I still went through it. I had a coat. So I'm like, I'm getting up. Here we go. That was memorable. You know, you're supposed to imagine. Yeah, you're supposed to imagine everybody else without their pants, right? But it didn't work for me that way. I got a little backwards.
Beautiful. Keith, you got your hand up.
Yes, and it was uncomfortable, so I took it down again. Anyway, I was speaking to a group of about 60 or 70 people one day, and I was explaining to them about a lady who had a condition called, what do you call it when you have lesions in the lungs? Geez, the name went out from under, it's gone out from under my head. So, you know, the sarcoidosis. So, you know, you can have sarcoidosis of the lungs, or you can have multi-organ sarcoidosis. So this lady had sarcoidosis of the lungs, and I was explaining about her condition, and I was explaining how it was affecting her, and everybody was listening very intently. And I just said to myself as I was talking, I said, I'm going to take a rise out of everyone here. So during what I was saying, I said to them, I said, she actually showed me her chest, and then I left a 4-second gap before I said the word x-rays. But during that 4 seconds, it was very interesting to watch their faces. But by the time I said the word x-rays, they all burst out laughing, and one of them said, "You're dangerous."
Right. Oh, Lord. Only you, Keith. I knew that. Fred, you have your hand?
Only me, I know.
So I got two things. One, I do remember one speaking engagement about 10, 12 years ago. And as I was reading through the comments, one of the comments was, I had too much I tried to teach people too much and engage with the audience too much. So for trying to teach people and engage with them to get their questions, I guess I stepped over a line and was to engage with the audience. So I quit reading response cards after that. And then I've also got an interesting comment on AI. Recently, there were two AI robots that met each other. And when they both started talking to each other and realized each other was an AI robot, they went into a weird, their own weird language that no one could translate. No one knew what they were talking about. AI's already starting to talk to each other and exclude humans. This ends well, doesn't it?
Someone did a video recently where basically, because some other news in AI where it was actually the voice models, they had two AIs actually talking to each other, and then they ended up going, hold on a minute, I'm not talking to a person, I'm talking to another AI. And it was funny because they both like recognized that they weren't talking to an actual person, they were talking to another AI. And it was just funny how they were like, wait a minute, you're not a human. So that was a funny video to watch.
You know, guys, I still remember the very first time I had to do public speaking, and I was not wanting to do it. And I was selling Aflac at the time. It was my first benefit that I began to offer. And someone came up to me and said to me, I've heard your story about what happened in your life, and I'd like you to get up and speak at the state meeting. I said, how many people at the state meeting? They said, oh, maximum 75. And I said, oh, I'm a little nervous, but okay, I'll do it. So I got there, and it was in Illinois. It was at Harper College. And Harper College has got like a stage way down low on the floor, and then all this big seating that goes up high. And there were, I don't even know how many people in the room. Maybe there were 75 people in the room listening when the meeting began. And they put up on the screen who was going to speak and in what order. And I wasn't supposed to speak till sometime in the afternoon. And so I said, okay, well, that'll give me time to get used to this. I had written down nothing. I had no note cards. I was just going to wing it. And they told me I had to speak for 45 minutes. I said, I think I could wing 45 minutes. I'll just do it. So it's getting closer and closer to my time. And each time they take a break, more people are coming in. And I'm thinking, where are these people coming from? Are they like mistakenly going in the wrong door and they're just kind of hanging out or what? I don't know what's going on. So right before I'm supposed to speak, the speaker before me, by this time, there's probably 400 people in the room. And I'm thinking, how do I get out of this? This is really not going to be good. So there's a row of people in front of me from Long Grove. I still remember. I did not know these people. And they had gotten up and moved from another area and so they could sit in front of where I was at. And so they can only hear my side of the conversation when I'm on the phone at break. And my son called me, who was in high school, and he said, Mom, are you ready to speak? I said, pretty soon, Billy. I said, I'm a little bit nervous. And he said to me, well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to remember what you and Dad told me when I had to speak in high school. I said, what did we tell you? He said, put your hand in your back pocket and squeeze the cheek of your ass, and then you won't be nervous. I'll be with you. I said, oh, is that what we told you? I thought, that was kind of stupid advice, but okay, that's what I'll do. So the people in front of me are not hearing what he's saying. They're only hearing what I'm saying. So a couple minutes later, the phone rings again, and this time it's my husband. And he said, are you going to speak? I said, I think I have to speak in about 15 minutes. He said, okay. Did Bill call you? Yeah, Bill called me. What did he tell you? So now I'm repeating. He told me to put my hand in my back pocket and squeeze the cheek of my ass, and then I'll know he's with me. So the people in front of me are turning around looking at me like, what is going on? And so I hung up. Now, the person that they had speak in front of me, I mean, you couldn't have asked for the worst person I have to follow. This guy was so good. He was eloquent. He had played for the Chicago Bulls and played really, really well. And after most of these professional athletes, their career is over, most of them go into broadcasting or something like that. But he couldn't do that because he stuttered very, very badly. And he told his story about his stuttering, and he told how nobody would take him. He tried classes to stop stuttering. Nothing worked. And he was very upset about it. So he said he ended up going to Marshall Field, and he was bussing tables. Now, this is a guy who was a superstar on the Chicago Bulls, and now he's bussing tables. And people obviously are recognizing him, and he's hearing them laughing and going, hey, isn't that so-and-so? He's over there bussing tables now. And it was very embarrassing for him. So he had said that his wife had left him when he couldn't get himself a job announcing games, and she just left him a Dear John letter and walked away. And I'm thinking, I want to cry for this guy. I mean, he was just so touching. And he said that the president of Marshall Fields had come down and given him a job in the back office and was going to work with him so he could get rid of the stuttering. And it was really amazing, absolutely amazing story. And I'm thinking, I got to follow this guy. Are you kidding me? He was like so good. So it comes my turn. And they have a big, like one of those big Sony Trinitron TVs that's like gigantical. And they put up on the screen, from the heart, Lynn Lionhood. I thought, what the hell is that? Who put that up there? Get that off of there. I don't have anything that important to talk about. So I go walking down to the stage, and I'm thinking, please don't fall. Please don't fall. There's a guy down there. And he was the guy who was my trainer when I first came to the company. And I had to leave training early because my husband had gotten really, really sick. And I had no choice but to leave. So I know this guy thought I was going to flunk out, never make it in Aflac at all. So he's the guy I see. And he looked at me like he recognized me. And I thought, oh, crap, he knows who I am. So he's putting the microphone around my neck, and he's fiddling around doing it. And I said to him, I don't know the microphone is on. I said to him, watch where you're putting your hands, will you? My husband's a policeman. He carries a gun. Everybody busts out laughing. I'm thinking, did I have toilet paper on my shoe or something? What is everybody laughing about? Let me tell you, it was a horrendous experience, but I feel like I blacked out. I don't know what I said, but I know people laughed. I know people cried. And I had a really long standing ovation when I was done until I could get back to my seat. So it must have been good. And I know years and years later, I would still run into people who said, I remember your speech at Harper College. And I kept thinking, what did I say? Have no clue. Wish somebody would have recorded it. But yeah, it was. And then I just said, after that, what else could go wrong? I'll just speak in front of people and not have any problem with it. So tell me some of your experiences, guys.
Only time I had was when I was in 8th grade, and we didn't have a project together. So I just went online, put a few things together, and I was like, all right, perfect. You're going to go grab a piece of like construction paper. And then we just started making like basic examples out of like nothing, basically. We just got really resourceful because we had a tech issue. So, boom, that's like
Excellent. I want you to know my sons are all in their 40s now, but he used AI the other day because when he was in grade school, he had to give a speech and he didn't know what to give a speech on. So his father told him, well, my dad told me to do a speech on the handy dandy nifty nose picker. So he said, why don't you do a speech on that? So he did. And now my son is trying to help his son in school to come up with an idea for a speech. And he said, do the handy dandy nifty nose picker. And then he went online to AI and asked it to give him a picture of a handy dandy nifty nose picker. And it actually came up with a picture. I mean, it was, I thought about you, Jam Jam. I thought, see, Jam Jam would have said that. Well, go online, see what you can find.
Yeah, it's really interesting how many college students and just like kids in school in general are starting to just use AI. But it's also really saddening, not because like, oh, they're going to go use it. It's that they don't even know how to actually use the AI. Like, I had a conversation the other day with a few friends. And like, obviously there were some younger siblings around, and it was just interesting because I was like, do you guys know who Emmett Till is? Right. I'm sure everybody here knows who that is. Yeah. None of them knew who that was. Not a single one knew who that was. I asked them about Tiananmen Square. They didn't know what that was. Kent State Massacre. They didn't know what that was. They didn't know almost anything like extremely important to American history or just in general. And I'm like, oh, alrighty then.
But when the Super Bowl was on and the Super Bowl show came on, I did not understand the Super Bowl performer. And I said, so who is this? This is like a nobody. And my grandson said, no, Nanny, you don't understand. He's so popular. He's this, he's that. I said, he's just running around, jumping around. He's yelling. He's not really even singing. It was awful. So they just know other stuff.
Yeah, well, Kendrick Lamar is a very important guy. Like, he's very, very big in like civil rights and stuff.
That guy is?
Yeah, that's Kendrick Lamar. He's like a very, very popular around the world.
He was terrible. I'm voting. Give me a singer.
For the older generation, it's everybody didn't like it, but for the younger generation,
there's a lot of us that were in the older generation watching it.
I know most older generation watched it, but I will say though, the symbolism was very great. The performance was amazing. And the fact that he basically called out Drake, which is another really popular, it's another popular artist that does a lot of really weird, sketchy stuff. And for some odd reason was like texting 14-year-olds about like, boys. And, obviously the media just was like, no, that didn't happen. So Kendrick Lamar, that's why in that song he says, hey, Drake, I heard you like them young. And that's why he was poking at him, basically. He basically made fun of him live on television, right? Which, if I was Drake, me personally, I would never go to another show again. Like, he got embarrassed not only all of last year on the radio. That's the only song. They were only playing Kendrick Lamar's song. And yes, he basically sent the message. But then 2, on the Super Bowl in America, you getting thrashed, I would Oh boy.
See, I had no clue. I didn't even know there was messages being given. All I know is that this was a nice long time to go have a snack and a pee. That was good.
Yeah.
So
Generated a lot of money,
There
though,
was
so.
another message. There was another message on the Super Bowl at halftime. Did you see it? Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, game
That's
over.
why, and that's why he put that there too. W. Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
So Lynn, I thought you were going to ask him how Twitch.
Yeah. What's a Twitch?
So Twitch is a live streaming platform where basically everything goes on there. Like it's people live streaming their lives. It's like people live streaming cooking. It's people live streaming everything you can possibly think of.
So can you only put this on your phone, or can you put it on your desktop too?
It can be on your desktop. It can be on everything. Quite literally everything. I'll even put a link to it in chat.
So who uses this thing?
Particularly millennials who spend too much time on the internet. That's number one. And probably need to go outside and stop being a crybaby about everything. But also another group of people that use it is obviously my generation, where we just sit there. There's people.
Hey, Jim, which generation are you considered?
Gen Z, unfortunately. Actually, no, fortunately.
And the generation that's right now, what are they called?
So there's Gen Alpha.
Beta started 2 months ago.
Yeah, and then Gen Beta just started 2 months ago, basically.
Who?
Gen Beta.
Oh, great.
Can't we just
I know, why are we going to give an entire generation a complex by calling them second best?
Well, because they're only going to be, this Gen Alpha and Gen Beta all they know is like technology. Like I actually remember when technology was still slow and basically it didn't exist basically, right? It was yeah, exactly. It's like it was in its infancy, right? But Fred, it was just stone age, right, for him in technology. But now, right, we're all meeting from all around the world here, right? And the next generation.
TV dinners were invented when I was born.
Yeah, I hate TV dinners.
TVs, oh my goodness, TVs were hilarious. We only had like 3 channels, and then we had a big coat hanger up there and a little rabbit ears thing, so we could switch it around, so we could get some of the fuzziness out, so we could get the UHF stuff. It was hilarious.
And it took 3 minutes. It took 3 minutes to warm up before it even worked.
Yeah,
how amazing was that giant 12?
The valves had to warm up.
And we thought we were rich because we had a console TV, but it was a console TV that my father found in somebody's trash. He took the big TV screen out that didn't work anymore, put a little portable screen about that big, and put it in the middle with put it in the middle with like a board around it, painted board black, and there's 10 of us crowded around there trying to watch that little TV, but we were happy. And all the channels were black and white, except occasionally it would go, ooh, this show's in living color. Didn't matter if you even liked what they were going to show. It didn't matter. You just watched it because it was in color. Like you could have turned around and in color seen everything in your own world, but it didn't matter. It was color on the TV.
Remember the peacock? They said in living color, and the peacock feathers would come out.
And I remember in the morning,
2, 5, 7, and 9.
Remember that thing that was on the screen in the mornings when the TV when there weren't even any shows on yet. You had to wait for the light to go away. The test pattern. These guys don't even know what that is.
Yeah, and when it went off at night, wasn't it like at midnight? The test pattern would come on.
Like it or not, you had to go to bed. There was no more TV. The TV went to bed too.
And we had to change our own channels, guys. We had to physically get up and change them.
My dad never.
We didn't have a heenie honey. A heenie honey was your father saying, "Get up, change that channel, would you?"
Yeah, I remember that. My dad going, "Get up and change the channel, quick! I don't want to watch the commercial." Yeah, that I remember.
Was the moon landing in black and white?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
And the moon landing. Are you kidding me? When those ships took off,
how was the cameraman?
Hey, listen, they
How was the cameraman filming it?
Could
you tell me?
You got that TV on in a big cart in your classroom, and school stopped.
Yes.
Everybody had to watch it.
Yes.
Scorsese didn't go up to the moon to film that.
Yeah.
That were the days.
How many people today complain about 20-second ads on Netflix or Hulu or whatever? It's like we had to.
Well, folks, this has been another episode of Lunch with Lynn. We hope you'll be back next week for another episode of Lunch with Lynn. We're going to continue to try to broadcast these weekly. I'm PH Red. Stop by kfred.com and listen to more great audio. Have a great week, folks.